You know what really not only saddens me, but annoys the hell out of me, makes me really angry, is that we've got these influencers on social media at the moment and even on YouTube that are using the tragic death of Charlie Kirk to monetize their own brands, to make it all about themselves, to spread lies and hatred, trying to ruin and tarnish Charlie Kirk's amazing legacy. Influencers or commentators, I'm talking about Ian Carroll and Candace Owens. Candace Owens has been on an absolute lunatic tear. She's already accused Bill Ackman, the billionaire Bill Ackman, of certain things that she really shouldn't be defaming a billionaire about. She's also gone after Bibi Netanyahu and said that if it wasn't for Bibi Netanyahu lying about Charlie Kirk and his relationship with Charlie Kirk, then we wouldn't really be in this mess. She's apparently going, well, they shot my friend, guys, so therefore everything's going to be revealed, not revealing anything at all except for making these crazy accusations at people that she's got no idea about because people are in her ear at the moment. People are telling her things, crazy things by the sounds of it, that aren't actually true. Hey, Candace, why don't you go on your show and say to people, well, I've got receipts, guys, and I'm going to reveal those receipts. But guess what you have to do? You have to watch all of my shows before I even reveal any of those receipts. But she hasn't revealed jack shit. She's not done anything except make people incredibly mad and be so disrespectful to her so-called friend. Honestly, you can't let Erica Kirk grieve. You can't let any of Charlie's actual friends grieve. No, you want to make this about yourself and you want to keep on blaming Israel for something they're not even a part of, for goodness sake. Good grief, woman. You need significant help. You need to be institutionalized right this very second. Bill Ackman responded. Not that he had to, but he did. He responded to Candace Owens slandering and defaming him, accusing him of staging an intervention with Charlie Kirk in which threats were made. With respect to his supposed evolving stance on Israel, an event I hosted in the Hamptons, Candace also initiated or pointed to the fact that there was no fact at all, but she tried to make it a fact, that somehow Bill Ackman blackmailed Charlie. Massive, massive accusations to make, none of which are true. Bill responded. You can check out his full response over on X. Not that he even needed to, but he did. He didn't have to do any of it. And even Charlie's producer came back saying, I have been asked about the Bill Ackman event. This is Andrew Colvett. Our staff who were traveling with Charlie to find out what's true and what's not. His team was with him 100% of the time when he wasn't in his hotel room. Here's what they told me. Bill never yelled at Charlie, never pressed him on BB, never gave him a list of Charlie's offenses against Israel. There was concern raised about having Tucker at a Turning Point event. We don't believe this came from Bill. And Charlie's reply was, honestly, people telling me not to have Tucker makes me want to have Tucker. And I am going to lock him in for Amfest too. Charlie personally told me he had a very cordial relationship with Bill and the event was productive. Those are the facts. But according to Candace Owens, the facts from the horse, well, almost the horse's mouth, the producer's mouth, who worked very, very closely with Charlie, is wrong. So Candace, that wasn't even there, she apparently knows more than someone that was actually there. So all you need to do is claim that someone is lying. If it comes from Candace Owens' mouth, you're a liar. She doesn't believe in anything unless she says it. And even the things that she says are actual lies. can be easily disproven. Case in point, just the producer. And it wasn't just the producer. So she went on about how Seth Dillon was there as well. And apparently, because Seth Dillon didn't respond to her immediately, it meant that he was guilty. What's going on, Seth Dillon? We made a video about that yesterday. It's actually, why in the world would Seth Dillon, knowing full well what Candace Owens is going to do, why would he respond to that witch of a woman? It's actually wiser for Seth to go, nah, I'm not going to respond to this. This is ridiculous. And as Bill said, it's amazing that we live in a world whereby you even have to address these things because you've got dingbats like Candace Owens that make a huge deal about it. And the fact is, you've got millions of people that believe Candace that have got no brains whatsoever. They're believing in a deranged lunatic, a psychopath. She is espousing psychopathic tendencies. You don't mean to tell me that what I saw yesterday and even today's stream, you don't mean to tell me that is the sign of a sane woman? That she's got all of her ducks in order and she's actually, perfectly fine? No, I saw a deranged demonic woman that is hateful and vengeful, that it is wanting to use Charlie Kirk's tragedy for her own gain and her own benefit. Because apparently she is one of the arbiters, not the arbiter, but the founders, or she's one of the OGs of Turning Point. It is truly horrendous what they are doing. Josh Hammer even goes, I was also there, and everything Andrew says is accurate. Everything that Andrew says in terms of the Charlie meeting. Charlie has been gone less than a week, and people who call themselves his friends are already pushing conspiracy theories and sowing division to suit their own agendas. It's beyond grotesque. That's from my friend Nathan Livingston. I agree. It is beyond grotesque. With friends like Candace, who needs enemies, right? Full of rage, she's vowing to destroy Kirk's organization if a shill takes his chair. Who's going to take his chair that Erica and his closest allies didn't approve? Does she know better? Apparently so. Apparently the only person that can shut Candace Owens up right now is Charlie or Erica Kirk. But guess what? Charlie's no longer here. So it has to be Erica Kirk. But she's too busy grieving at the moment to even worry about any of this sort of stuff. And why, honestly, why in the world, if you have someone that claimed to be Charlie's friend, we understand that you're hurting and grieving, but this is not the way to go about it. This is making things 10 times worse. You need to stop. Candace is such a terrible person. It's hard to even articulate how ghoulish her behavior has been. She spent 90% of the time since Charlie's assassination trying to co-opt what he stood for. It's an automatic win for her. By the way, she's saying that Charlie was attending mass regularly. That's got all the Catholics going, yes, 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 that's exactly right. Even though Charlie has said many times that he's an evangelical Christian, not Catholic, and he's also said, why would he believe in something that he doesn't think is true? And also when it comes down to why would he believe in a religion that doesn't believe that Jesus was without sin? If we don't respond, the lies go unchallenged. Exactly why I'm hitting this so hard. I am angry at Candace Owens and all the other people that are lying and trying to smear and tarnish Charlie's legacy. I'm grieving too. Many people are grieving. But Candace has used this as an opportunity to make money and make the situation worse. It is disgusting behavior, and she should be really ashamed of herself. Really ashamed. And I think Erica should be told, I know she's grieving, but she's got to put a stop to this. Someone's got to put a stop to it. The quartering. to this whole idea that Israel is responsible for Charlie's death. No evidence whatsoever. I've seen a mountain of evidence Charlie Kirk was murdered by a gay man dating a trans man. The bullets, the leftism, the family and friend interviews, trans people celebrating it. I've seen zero evidence Jews did it and seen zero Jews celebrating. Like, seriously, someone enlighten me. Candace's response to Ackman is dripping with projection and bad faith, exploiting grief, shifting accusations, no evidence, just gossip, monetization of Charlie's death. That's all it is. This is blood libel anti-Semitism by Candace Owens. Implication here is Jewish donors and the Israeli government may have killed Kirk. Beyond being insane, asylum level nuts, it is both grotesque anti-Semitism and sad manipulation of a supposed friend's legacy. Has Candace Owens ever presented any evidence or proof to back up any of her claims? Ever? No. I haven't seen it. Have you guys? Absolutely no evidence whatsoever. But people go on faith. It's bad faith, but they go on faith anyway. And she's created this massive grift, this cult-like following around her of people that don't think properly, just like her. If you are following Candace Owens and if you are believing Candace Owens, you are just as bad, if not worse, than she is. She's bad, my friends, bad. If you are going to try while people are grieving, and in fact, she's not trying, she is doing it, lying about a man and his legacy, while his grieving widow hasn't even had an opportunity to address any of these things. I'm sure she will in due time. But you won't even let anyone grieve. You won't let anyone at all actually honor Charlie Kirk. No, you have to make this about yourself. Why would Israel kill Charlie Kirk? Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and so many other rabid anti-Israel Jew haters have giant platforms. Why would they kill the man who defended Israel's right to exist in every other public appearance he has ever had? Does that make any sense to people? No, it doesn't. I asked a question yesterday. Why would, just because Charlie's questioning, there's loads of other people that are questioning as well. Why Charlie? Oh, we just randomly picked Charlie, even though we love Charlie. We're just going to knock him off. How ridiculous is that? Maybe Candace was a demon that attacked Tucker and vice versa. Candace Owens and her bot army are already shifting the goalpost, now claiming the real story is some secret Bill Ackman meeting. And I saw this morning. This is in response, in defending Bill Ackman. Cheryl wrote it over on X. I find it strange that Candace chose to attack Bill Ackman of all people. First Tucker, then now Candace. The desperation they have to cause division and how they wanted Charlie to be on their side and seemingly try to slander and take down anybody they felt was a threat to them, laying claim to him. But to do it in such a manner after what's just happened, almost immediately after, didn't take them long, did it? For me, it just shows a resentment and a bitterness towards Charlie. She believed in her head that they were closer than they obviously were. And she's trying so hard to create this perception that he was hers. It's pretty grotesque to watch a bunch of people behave like vultures, scavenging to try take control of what Charlie built. It's clear that Charlie's message, his voice, was that one voice that exposed the constant lies they kept pushing. They threw everything and the kitchen sink to defame and destroy the image of Israel and the Jewish people. Blood libels were thrown about with no care. They filled podcasts and social media with so many lies and conspiracy theories, which anyone who took 2 minutes to research found out were just utter nonsense. And sure, it wasn't easy for Charlie. The lies pushed out were in such great numbers that it would have taken 1,000 Charlies to take them all on. Charlie understood that. He understood that is how propaganda works. The lies pushed out, and a million uneducated bots and paid for propagandists then echo them. Exactly what Candace Owens is doing. And by the time you try to destroy one lie, a dozen more are already being pushed. All of this is a numbers game. And there is so much misinformation and propaganda being pushed out that most people don't have the time or headspace to go research things for themselves. It's Nazi and KGB propaganda tactics at their worst. It's exactly the same playbook, hasn't changed, and Candace is guilty of doing it. I said it in the video that I made yesterday. She keeps you on the hook. I'm going to reveal the gotcha thing, except there is no gotcha thing. Same thing for her, Brigitte Macron. I'm going to lead you over here and keep you on the hook, always wanting more. It's just propaganda. No truth at all. That is dangerous. It takes a toll on you when you're doing day after day after day fighting against propaganda, and you feel like it's thankless and a never-ending battle. Many of us on here who fight the lies understand the toll it takes. I often felt down and tired. Man, I feel the exact same way. I really feel the exact same way. It's not easy. It's really not. These people are probably having the time of their life, but it's not easy being the one to share the truth, is it? It's tiresome constantly, day in, day out, trying to refute and try and explain, here is the truth, people. And I'm grateful for those of you that continue to follow on. And you guys have got a brain. I'm grateful for you guys. But Charlie was inspired by truth and God. So am I. And that's who gives me strength. And he felt it was his calling. And he was amazing at it. I didn't agree with everything he said. I challenged him on some things myself. But overall, he was focused and indomitable. And in being indomitable, it challenged the barrage of lies pushed out by Candace and Tucker and Ian and Nick and the whole lot of them. They needed him in their side, and he simply never would. He stood with Israel and God when it was easy not to. But now Charlie isn't here, and the vultures are circling around those who lift his memory and his legacy and carry the torch. They're angry because they're not the ones to carry the torch. But to go after Bill Ackman, I don't know that Bill that well, but I don't need to defend him here. His actions and his integrity, that character trait that none of these vultures even know how to spell, never mind understand, those actions and integrity shine. You look at the way he speaks, the way he shows grace, the way the first thing on his mind was to help Charlie's wife and children and to think about them. He isn't an opportunist like these people. And that's why they're attacking him, because he excludes everything they simply can never be. They're desperate to be seen. They're desperate for everything to be about them. Bill is simply so far out of their league. I look at them and I just see bottom of the barrel desperate propagandists with no substance, no integrity, and no decency. They cannot even take a minute to respect the legacy that Charlie left. My only criticism of Bill is that he never should have dignified their accusations. He should have never have even had to. They're not even worth it. And Bill goes, "Thank you, Cheryl. You made my day, actually my week." And I thought I had to share it. Candace Owens has mastered the art of heads I win, tails you lose. Her platform is so large that people feel compelled to respond to her lies and smears to set the record straight and clear their names. But the moment they respond, she escalates, making the controversy feel real and drawing even more attention. This is from Colin Wright, by the way. Check him out. If a target stays silent, she frames it as an implicit admission of guilt and proof in her telling that they must have something to hide. That silence also emboldens her to invent new lies and intensify the character assassination, knowing it will either go unanswered, again implying guilt, or simply provoke a response, which she can spin into more conflict and attention. The cycle is almost impossible to break. A mass coordinated effort to ignore her might work in theory, but in practice it will never happen. People will always feel compelled to defend themselves, and the masses are impossible to coordinate. That leaves lawsuits as the only option, but even then, she'll spin them into more attention by portraying legal action as proof she's a fearless truth teller the establishment is desperate to silence. Man, Colin, you're spot on, dude. You're spot on. For litigation to be effective, defamation judgments would have to cost her far more than the attention and revenue her tactics generate. Otherwise, she simply treat fines as a normal business expense and keep repeating the cycle. Quite interesting, isn't it? But since defamation cases are notoriously hard to win in the United States, few will attempt them, and even fewer will succeed. That's her disgusting business model in a nutshell, by the way. Oh, and this is very, very important for you guys to actually hear. Charlie Kirk's pastor, the man that would have known Charlie a lot better considering Charlie went to church all the time, Rob McCoy, his name. Charlie Kirk was my friend and I was his pastor. I want to simply say this regarding Candace Owens. Charlie Kirk was a friend to Candace and never publicly spoke poorly of her, though he disagreed with her. He never operated nor entertained gossip or innuendo concerning Candace. My only comment I offer regarding Candace is this. I only wish at this tragic time of mourning should be the friend to Charlie that he was to her. He would never have treated Candace or her family in such a way had God forbid this tragedy been hers. A friend loves at all times. Proverbs 17:17. After all this, we understand you're angry, Candace, but you're not helping the situation. In fact, you are making it far worse. You are digging yourself a very big hole, one that you probably won't even be able to get out of. You called him your friend. When it's convenient right now, convenient for you. You're looking for content, you've got content. It's horrible. And to have people have to defend themselves for no reason whatsoever. They have got much better character. Charlie had so much better character than you ever will, Candace. And that pisses you off. But instead, you're doubling down. You're doubling down on the hate. You're trying to destroy his legacy. You're jealous that he was actually a good man. He did the right thing. He supported Israel. Stop lying about him. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.